All right, welcome to another edition of Biggest Bad Boys, the podcast. It is I, DJ Impact, and I have Sin City Steve with us, the original Vegas Bad Boy member. We don't have Matt Michaels with us. We don't have Simon Street with us. I guess they're sick. We got to send them some medicine or something, but I'm sure they'll be back the following week. Nevertheless, we got two great guys with us. First off, we have our local Las Vegas comedian, Rob, with us. How you doing, Rob?
Good.
Good. And we have our honorary bad boy, John himself. How you doing, John?
Doing good, DJ. Thank you for having me on. Working my way up to my brown belt.
It's coming. All right. This is our 3 count and welcome. We got 3 good stories for you. We ask you to make sure you throw any of your comments in the chat box of YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, and we'll try to get it on as we see fit. All right. So with that, let's get right to our first count. Well, let's get with the opening, then the first count. It's time. Biggest Bad Boys of Podcasting present 1, 2, 3. Count talk.
Count talk, baby.
All right, count 1. Kurt Angle wouldn't blame Finn Balor for leaving WWE if the company doesn't do something dramatic with him, and that's from WrestlingNews.co. And it just reads quickly like this, that the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor at WWE SummerSlam Premium Live event for a field in Detroit, Michigan. This was a rematch for Money in the Bank, where Rollins also went over. Now, throughout this program, WWE has teased tension among Balor and members of the Judgment Day. Coming out of SummerSlam, Rollins has entered into a program with Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, while speaking about the match on the podcast, Kurt Angle shared his take that WWE should do something notable with Balor and wouldn't blame him for leaving the company if they didn't do something big. Quote, well, you know what? It would have been nice if they would have given Balor the world title. You know, I think he's really over. Incredibly athletic. He has a lot of charisma. This kid, you know, if WWE doesn't end up doing something with him that's dramatic, I wouldn't blame him if he went off and went somewhere else. I don't want to see him do that because I love WWE. Jesus, what's going on today? I love WWE, and I think he's a good fit for them. But they need to start putting this kid over. He deserves it. They're over. Speaking of Judgment Day, they're still over without Edge. All right. Let me go to you first on this, Sin City. I'm just confused. What? Listen, okay, I get it. Finn Balor, yes, should eventually get something, but I was hearing that they had to create a belt because Seth Rollins needed a title. Apparently, everybody needs some sort of title who's in this business. Everybody, at some point, you're gonna get it, but why does Finn Balor feel
WWE?
No, listen. This was Kurt Angle's. He believes that if Finn doesn't get it, that, hey, he has every right to leave because they're not looking at him. Cincinnati, what's your thoughts on this?
So, dude, the thing that I totally understand people's frustrations, because when you have one man holding an entire brand hostage, because Roman is not just, there for a while, he was holding the entire main event hostage. So they had to find other ways to elevate titles so that they seemed like as if they belonged, in a main event card slot because of the infrequency that Roman wrestled and continues to wrestle. But the fact is, yes, Rollins is deserving of a title without question. There were a lot of people that had thought that Finn would be the one to beat Seth for that championship at SummerSlam because, according to even Seth himself, his back is fucked up. So a lot of people thought that it was just the time that they would allow Seth to take some time off, get whatever procedures done that he needed to get done, heal up, rest up, while at the same time capitalizing on, quite frankly, the hottest that the Judgment Day has been. And you also have the possibility of the infighting with Damian Priest with the briefcase while Finn has the title. And you could have easily played on that, and that would give you months worth of storyline right there. So I definitely see that, because yes, his connections in the other company are well known. Prince Devitt was a former multi-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he just so happened to be in a pretty interesting stable that a lot of other gaijins were a part of, and made a lot of really interesting connections, some of which were elite.
Let me just say this right quick, Sissy. I do agree with the American Bam Bam with a statement that you said. And that is American Bam Bam said he is carrying, speaking of Roman Reigns, he's carrying the main event, not holding it hostage. I agree with the same thing. I think Roman Reigns, listen, if you're the top dog of the company, then as far as I'm concerned, hey, you should be holding that belt, be in the main event, however it goes. That's the way it should be. I could be wrong about that, but I don't see a problem with that at all. I'm loving it. But let's go.
You say you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge it. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
I acknowledge it.
That's a sports entertainment pun.
That's right, pal.
We appreciate your pun.
That's such good shit.
John, listen, man. I get it. I get what Kurt Angle is saying. Okay. Finn deserves to get a title. And at some point, listen, if he bounced, he would understand that. But do you really, really feel that it was that necessary?
I don't feel it's that necessary. I understand what Kurt Angle is saying. You had, Finn Balor get called up to the main card July of 2016. Less than 1 month later, he's defeating Seth Rollins as the Demon at SummerSlam 2016, and then relinquishes the title the next night due to injury from the infamous buckle bomb spot on the outside.
Right.
Since then, since he came back, he's had a few spots. I think it was WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, the triple threat match with Seth Rollins and The Miz. That was a highlight of that night for me. Him going back to NXT after losing to The Fiend at SummerSlam in 2019, I think that rejuvenated his career, and to get him away from just being known as Finn Balor the Demon. Then he came back. I thought it was still a little bit stagnant. I think he elevated the Judgment Day better than Edge did. So to me, that was a surprise. With Steve, I thought that he was going to beat Seth Rollins at SummerSlam due to the rumored injuries that have been reported for Seth Rollins. And does he deserve it? Absolutely. If he were to go, though, to a all-elite type of pro wrestling company, I feel he would get lost in the mix after the first month of the shiny new toy aspect would come into play. If he leaves to WWE, which from what I researched, his contract is supposedly up next year in 2024, send him back to New Japan. I would love to see him over there running shop.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Rob, what's your take, man? I think Finn Balor is doing a great job over at WWE. He doesn't necessarily need to have a title right now, but Kurt thinks something should happen. What's your take?
He was put in the Judgment Day because Edge was kind of stale right out of the gate, I thought. They didn't know quite how to present the Judgment Day. Edge came out in a crushed velvet jacket, and he was still playing it like he was Gangrel. He was doing that kind of like old school type thing.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, you're going to come out with a cup of Clamato juice now and try to be vampires again? What are we doing here? So they brought in Finn Balor, and Finn Balor was the guy, and everyone else shut their mouths, and they were behind him. But now Damian Priest is the guy talking all the time, and he's cutting all of the promos. So what is Finn Balor doing? They've made him storyline. Kayfabe, he's the cuck. Kayfabe, he's the cuck.
Yep.
Damian Priest is doing all the talking. He's got the briefcase. Dom is there just as comic relief. And also, by the way, we all know that Rhea Ripley's got her real guy over there could beat the crap out of him at any time. Murphy could come over there and beat the living hell out of him and going, you're her older brother thing going on here. That's it. You're her little brother. I'm waiting for them to pull the plug on that and go, you do know we never did it. We never kissed. We never did it. We never had anything on screen. We hugged and that was it. You know, I'm waiting for that to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be funny as hell. And he's going to be deflated. We're waiting for the big fall of Dominic Mysterio. But, I mean, there's nothing to do with him. He's not the demon. He could easily go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and be relevant. And even though it's a smaller venue, it's a smaller promotion, you'll be the shark in the pond.
Absolutely.
Eating up the minnows.
Right now, he's a piranha. And one piranha could bite your finger off, but it's still just one piranha, and that's what he is. They're not doing anything with him. And we're forgetting the elephant in the room, that's Cody Rhodes, because he has to be given something to do between now and WrestleMania, which means he's going to take one of these guys out and have a 3-month long start, because WWE will do this. They'll do something with Rhodes for the next 3 months because he needs something to do from now to WrestleMania, which means Finn Balor is further down the line. He's further down the line. It's going to be something to do with Payback. It's going to be him and Damian Priest. There's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to break up the Monday Night Raw Bloodline team, which is, that's Monday Night Raw's Bloodline, and Judgment Day has to have their judgment because they're not going anywhere. They really aren't. I mean, what is Rhea Ripley doing with that belt? Is it great that she has the belt? Does she deserve to have the belt? But it's another Seth Rollins type thing. These are belts that should have never existed. This is what happens when you have a logjam of talent. Now you have to create belts because they're still calling Roman Reigns the WWE undisputed universal heavyweight intergalactic champion.
First off,
what does that mean?
You act like
Infinity Gauntlet.
You act like AEW don't have that many belts that they have as well.
But you know what they did? They did one thing that was smart. They did, and it's tongue in cheek. They went, all right, this is Ring of Honor. And when we want to keep Ring of Honor separate, we'll keep it separate. When we want to give you guys a second chance, hey, you know what? We lost the tag team belts, MJF. But don't worry. There's the Ring of Honor tag team belts. It's like sloppy seconds. And we know it. And it's a punk out. I get it. But it's not the WWE trying that inter-brand crap where they're saying Raw and SmackDown are two different promotions. They never were. So now we're not doing red and blue anymore. We're just going to have different tiers of the same belt. What does that mean?
Purple.
Who is more important? Is Roman Reigns more important, or is Seth Rollins
Roman Reigns is more important. He's the top guy.
Yes, exactly. So then what the hell is Seth Rollins carrying? What is Rhea Ripley carrying? And she's not even being used. She's sitting there carrying Dom's diapers. Why? Why? She's too good for that. And also, I don't like this thing. A few months ago, if you remember, Rhea Ripley was there punching people and doing nut shots. And then they had her do a spot where she was going to do it with, I'm going to say Nakazawa, but who is the guy, the Japanese wrestler who was doing the kung fu stuff for a while in WWE? They were using him for the 24/7 belt.
Akira Tozawa.
Yeah. She tried to flip him over. She couldn't do a suplex on him. Her eyes popped out of her skull trying to do a suplex on him. So then they went, okay, you're not going to, have run-ins with the male, competitors anymore. But now she's a valet now. She's too good to be a valet.
She is the most over person in the Judgment Day.
And they're not doing anything with her. It's sad.
Right. Well, listen, bottom line, Finn Balor doesn't need a title, but we'll make sure at some point that when he does get a title, it would be Seth's title. Okay? So
how about we give him new shiny Air Force Ones? Purple Air Force Ones.
Hey, those shoes are nice, though. I would like to have those.
Dunks. We'll give him dunks, new Jordans. Maybe we'll
bring back the Reebok pumps.
Yeah, we'll give him purple pumps.
Yeah.
None of y'all have pumps like these. These are the best. I don't have a belt, but I got
awesome.
this.
Let's go to count 2. And this one is CM Punk takes shots at Adam Page after AEW collision. That's from WrestlingHeadlines.com. Now, the way this one reads, it says that the AEW real world champion CM Punk seemingly kept the heat going with Adam Page following Saturday's AEW collision in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now, the Collision main event saw the House of Black retain the AEW World Trios title over Punk and AEW World Tag Team Champion FTR. After Collision went off the air, Punk gave a promo to the live crowd and included jabs at Hangman. Punk's digs at Page came after he saw a fan sign that said, quote, "Carolina is Hangman country." Now, after he saw that, let me now read exactly the quote that CM Punk said after he saw the sign. Quote, "Hello, North Carolina. What is this? What is this? Look at this. Carolina is Hangman's country. Earlier today, I went to a local supermarket and I figured out why they called him Hangman. It's because the pegs in the toy aisle are full of Hangman action figures because nobody wants to buy them. He's a peg warmer, unlike me who moves merchandise and pops ratings and sells toys. We got everybody in AEW saying, I'm the heart, I am the soul, I am the spirit. Well, that's the objective. What is a fact is the people who say that certainly aren't the chin of AEW because the lights go out faster than what? GTS, go to sleep. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I got rocked too. I told the House of Black no chops and they chopped me, so I'm very mad. Sin City Steve, I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one because this was your article. This is your company, your boy. Explain that.
Dude, it just goes to show that CM Punk just can't let shit lie. I mean, they all, came to an agreement that they weren't going to engage or anything like that. Punk, threw out the counterfeit Bucks line on his first promo back, whatever. The Elite answered in very minor ways as well. But yeah, then for CM Punk, now it wasn't televised, but still for him to launch into a full-on promo on Hangman Adam Page, it just goes to show you that, yeah, this issue might still be an issue. And that's not what you want to see after we were assured that everything was smoothed over and that everything would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, somebody's going to have to show some leadership and show some humility. And, I don't see either one of those happening.
And you see, Rob, that's why, when you have someone like a Roman Reigns, you don't have to worry about them just going crazy, right? But your guy, CM Punk, he's just going crazy. But
I never said he was my guy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I never said he was my guy. I think he's a moron.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you
He's a freaking moron. First of all, where do you get the balls to say that when you spent 7 years doing nothing on a one-match UFC career? You got your ass kicked up. Oh, I forgot about that second match, and I think everybody else did. You suck, okay? The most you were ever over as a wrestler was, again, when you were a Paul Heyman guy, and you did the pipe bomb, and you sat there in the corner, and then they cut your mic. And by the way, in that sense, WWE was smart. AEW is smart because they go, oh, you're kind of toxic. So unlike WWE, where we create a new belt every other week, we're just going to take your belt and just, it's gone. Doesn't make it. It's nothing now. It's nothing. We're going to make your belt nothing. That's it. You can keep it, but here, we'll spray the X on there for you because you're the ex-champion. He should be happy he has a job. He should be happy.
Yeah.
He, first of all, unlike RVD, this guy's in his 40s. He's not wrestling at his best. If you were to tell me RVD was 45 and CM Punk was 52, I'd believe you, because he's very dainty in the ring. They're putting think about it. He's the Collision guy now. He relegated himself to a show that was basically set up to be the B show, the C show. That's what he did. He put himself on what should be considered the weakest night of wrestling. All right, now if it gets better, I don't think that's going to be, they're not going to hang their head on a comforter match, and that's what they're going to call it, a comforter match, because that's what FTR is. They're like a comforter. They're like a blanket. They keep him safe. I think he's really full of himself, and they've proven that they can go without him. They've proven that they can go without him. Now, I will say I haven't seen the numbers for AEW. I think it was dumb to even do another show. They should have just added an hour to Rampage and had two shows, and that'd be it. You know, instead of whatever crap movie TNT's going to go with. How many times do I need to see the edited Matrix with commercials? You know,
don't worry. The Christmas Story 24 hours is coming soon.
Right? Yeah, I need to say. All right, now we've got the Christmas Story. You know, but the guy doesn't like to work. The guy, I don't think, cares about having a job. I think he wants to do his own promotion. He's going to do his own little Jeff Jarrett thing and team up with Dixie Carter 5 years from now and be on. And you know, he'll be teaming up with Dixie Carter on the Pursuit Channel. You know, followed up by the Hunters doing skeet shooting. You know,
in a 6-sided ring.
Yeah, in a 6-sided ring in a bingo hall. You know, where they're slipping over scumbags. You know, it's okay. They're mopping up the ring while the show's going on because they're throwing confetti in the ring. You know, like the old ROH matches. Half of those matches were outside. You know, a bird shits on your head. You know? It's like, that's what he's aiming for. That's what he's aiming for. He's got this indie anger, but he's supposed to be mainstream. Why do you have an indie anger, but you're supposed to be mainstream? Did nobody tell you that you succeeded? Hey, dude, you actually like succeeded. You know, you were good.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you have a boo-boo on your heel? You know, come on, knock it off. If you're injured, just say you're injured. You know, at least Brian Daniel was like, yeah, I'm injured, I'm out. You know, I'll show up. Oh, he's been gone for 3 months. Cool. That's all you have to do. I don't need you to cut promos about how shitty your life is. You know? And Hangman Adam Page, like, you're supposed to be better than him. The fact that you're punching down to somebody who should not be anywhere near your level. When he came in and cut the promos he did with MJF, no one was thinking about Hangman Adam Page. He knew what his role was at that point. When he came into AEW, he knew what his job was to do. He knew his job was to cut good promos. He knew that he had MJF to cut good promos with. And when it was unscripted, remember when he goes, are you being serious right now? When MJF did, they're calling me a Jew boy. And he goes, are you being serious? I was on the edge of my seat. I didn't care if CM Punk was even marginally injured. Why is he worried about the Young Bucks? The whole company was built on their backs. You knew that going in. Were you stupid? Okay, stop breaking kayfabe. This is the other thing. Stop breaking kayfabe. Triple H does this crap, but he goes,
Absolutely.
Let me talk to you about Richard Fleer. I don't want to know about Richard Fleer. I want to know about Ric Flair, okay? Okay? I want to know how much poon this guy's getting at 93 years old. Okay? Don't break the freaking fourth wall. This is why his daughter sucks. I don't care how many moonsaults she does. She's boring. She will never be her dad. You can give her 27 title wins. I will never give a damn. I don't care how shredded she is. Charlotte, you suck. You're not your dad. You're never going to be. Okay?
All right, Rob. You go.
Sorry.
You go in the corner, man. You just went off.
Wow.
Damn.
John.
Sorry. Shots fired. You know,
apparently.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that. Damn,
I don't
Rob.
know either.
Okay, I think back to an article that I read quoting a WWE executive who decided to remain nameless, basically to protect his job, when CM Punk came over to AEW, and the quote was, "He's that guy's problem now," and he continues to show that once again. Phil Brooks is doing Phil Brooks things because Phil Brooks only goes in business for Phil Brooks. If you pick up on what I'm putting down here, I don't know what type of gag order or non-disclosure agreement came from the fallout that was All Out last year with legal, but you can guarantee he is going to tiptoe that line of that gag order to get away with as much as he can to keep himself relevant. So, and then also Hangman Page, he was also singled out before all this mess as being one of the talents who would not listen to the veterans when they would offer advice and would say, "I'm fine, I got where I am on my own, I don't need your help." So it's a real interesting dichotomy, but once again, it's CM Punk doing CM Punk things, whatever. I'm over him.
I hear that. Well, that's y'all's problem now.
He can start his own
That's their
promotion, and his
problem.
first wrestler will be Leo Rush. Those two think alike.
In a six-sided
shit.
ring.
In a six-sided ring, complaining about each other for 2 hours.
Of course.
All right, here's count 3. And that is former WWE star to make a New Japan Pro Wrestling debut this month from WrestlingNews.co. So this one quickly reads that New Japan is slated to hold an all-star junior festival on August 19th, where the tournament matches, including Kevin Knight versus Clark Connors and Francesco Akira and Mike Bailey, will take place. And New Japan Pro Wrestling is bringing in Enzo Amore, the real one, I guess, for the show, making it his promotional debut. Of course, he broke into business in 2012 after signing with WWE, where he went to train in NXT. He made his television debut as a heel before being paired with Big Cass. Now, on the Raw after WrestleMania 32 in 2016, Enzo and Cass debuted on the main roster, where they confronted the Dudley Boys. In the following year, Cass turned on Amore, and they feuded until Enzo shifted to being part of the 205 Live roster, where the show was built around him being the cruiserweight champion. All right. So, you know what? Why don't I just start over with you again, Sin City? Just tell me, what's your thoughts now we have Enzo, of all people, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Listen, I know you hold New Japan to a very high level. What's your take hearing that this guy is going to be over there?
I'll tell you. So I know everybody's expecting me to shit all over this.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to at all.
All right.
Because here's the thing: is professional wrestling is it's just like ice cream. There's a different flavor for everyone. New Japan, they have their comedy acts. They have their work rate guys. They have their high spot guys. Mm-hmm. They have a little something for everybody. And to be honest, I don't know why it took this long for Enzo to get scooped up and to get onto a show. Mm-hmm. I'm sure obviously a lot of that is to do with him individually. I know that he was going through some issues after getting released by WWE. But the fact is that he was extremely good on the mic. We all know that. Mm-hmm. And that is something that, for pun intended, you can't exactly teach that. So
well played.
Yeah. So I think that it's going to be a net positive if he's actually going into this with, actually giving it a full attempt. If he's going in there just thinking that he can coast by on what he did 10 years ago, that's a problem. And that won't be tolerated in New Japan whatsoever. But I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope that he can revive his career because he was good.
All right. Good stuff there. Let me go over to you, John. What's your take to see, Enzo now being a part of New Japan?
I'm going to use a parenting reference. I'm a father of 2 teenage high school daughters, and the old saying of you can't say you don't like something if you haven't tried it yet. So let's give the guy a shot. I look towards Big Bill, W. Morrissey, whatever his ring name is for this next upcoming week. He's worked really hard to rebuild himself, to get back in the limelight, and I have a lot of respect for what he's trying to do. Enzo, he's very much to a lesser degree like a Conor McGregor, where he's great on the mic, and you can't teach that. Sin City, you stole the words out of my mouth earlier. Well played. But then also we hear, like a Conor McGregor, like a CM Punk, he's kind of like a cancer. If the reports are true from company to company to company, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So let's see what happens and goes there. But like Sin City said, if he tries to live on his, rest on his laurels and live on his past success, go into New Japan where they will wrestle you in strong style. And if you're not used to that, once again, You can't teach that. And it's going to be a very short experiment. That's not a hype joke for him either. My apologies to all the vertically challenged people out there.
All right, Rob, what's your take, man? Enzo, New Japan, you excited?
He's soft. He's sloppy. They're not calling him Poppy. He's get the hell out of here. What the hell are you talking about? The guy's running around there like an autistic kid trying to dance. I mean, and that was the best he could ever do. They were teaching him how to wrestle while he was over. How the hell are you over? And while you're the champion, they're teaching you how to wrestle. Did we forget this? He was learning how to do his job when he had the belt. I can make some easy presidential jokes right here. He was the very best guy ever. He knew everything he had to do when he went in. You know,
that intern was excellent.
First of all, he was the very best wrestler. He never botched moves. He was smooth in the ring, and he never touched that woman. He never to do an NDA. And that's what it was. Okay, so now you got the guy. You're not going to call him Enzo Amore. You're not going to give the music. They're probably going to sue him if he comes out there with the zebra haircut like he's freaking. He was his whole gimmick was he was Dennis Rodman. He was basically mini Dennis Rodman. With I mean, he was Scotty Too Hottie and Dennis Rodman. And okay, fine. And yeah, he has mic skills. Lots of guys said, hey, look, we just said it. All the guys with mic skills. CM Punk has mic skills. What good did that do him? And by the way, going back to that,
that got him in trouble
after the camera was off. Why would you save the promo after the camera's off? So now this guy's going to show up, and this is Japan. These guys, these audiences are loyal, but they don't know how to react to anything. They go like this. Right. Have you ever seen a New Japan Pro Wrestling show? None of those people get excited. This whole guy's life, he needs a pop, okay? He's not going to get the pop he needs.
He'll get a pop, but not the one he wants.
You know what it is? British audiences have more energy before they start drinking. I mean, good Lord. They're going to go out there. Enzo Amore. He's going to get a golf clap, and then they're going to go, and then they're going to have like Jim Ross going, when in Japan, that's a big deal. Well, and you know what? They don't even have Jim Ross anymore, so he's got nobody. And he's soft and sloppy. They're going to have Red Shoes in there giving him 20 counts, and he's still going to look bad.
As long as no one throws him to do a slide under the bottom rope, because we know how that worked out.
Oh, my God. Shit. You know what? Look, unfortunately for a lot of people who leave WWE and not such good circumstances, he's going to go over there and be forgotten. I mean, Mercedes Moné went over there and she did a good job, but you think for 1 second that she would have rather been defending her women's tag team matches and had something to do or go and be the champion at NJPW, whether she succeeds there, and she was injured, unfortunately, you don't really notice her. And that's a shame because she's very talented in ring, on mic. In ring, he wasn't so talented. He did improve, but he's going to be swallowed up. What are they going to do? They're going to have they're going to have Eddie Kingston come over there and belly flop him to death. No one's going to notice. He's soft.
Yeah.
And he's SOFT soft. That's so they'll have to spell it like that now. A little soft, Okay, that's it. Okay, you're soft. Bye.
Oh man. All right, y'all. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. That's our 3 count for tonight. We're gonna get into our comments to end the show. So as always, we thank you for always listening, for watching. Join us every Sunday. We're on here starting at 8 p.m. We start our wrestling talk, of course, that's Pacific Standard Time. And then about 8:45, we jump on to our 3 count. So if you're able to join us, just make sure you continue to follow us and put on the notifications, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook Live. We appreciate it. And also appreciate you both, Rob and John, for coming through last minute to help us out. So much.
Thank you, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely got to do this again. All right. Sin City Steve, final thoughts.
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, very special shout out and thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Again, that's repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 15%.
No doubt. Thank you much. And shout out to John, who definitely represents our top military here. So we thank you for everything you do for the country, sir, and everything.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, yes. Now, what's your final thoughts?
The Raiders are undefeated. I don't care if it's preseason. I take the wins when I can. Sin City Steve, week 3, we're coming for you Sunday Night Football. That's right.
That's right.
And then going along with Sin City's, comment about, different flavors of ice cream. When it comes to pro wrestling, we have different companies. We're all fans of pro wrestling. Let's just be fans together, and can we all just get along?
Perfect, John.
Nope.
Thank you so much.
I tried.
Rob,
I'm wearing the Vegas hat. Ironically, screw Jimmy Garoppolo. I could give a damn about the third string guy finally, just weeding his way up to the top. I'll tell you now, it's going to be interesting. I want Wembley to do good. I'm all eyes on Wembley.
Absolutely.
They need to do well, because if they do well, then WWE is forced to do better. So we want them all to succeed. We want them to succeed. And if you want to see some of the best Donald Trump ever, Boss Comedy, right there where the flashing light is.
Yes.
The flashing light, Boss Comedy. The greatest. People tell me he's the greatest comedian that has ever existed. I've been told. And
where are you going to be at, man? I got to come watch you.
Maybe after Trump gets arrested, he'll be the manager for a former Enzo Amore.
Oh shit!
He's the very best. He's a very good wrestler. They tell me he's 7 feet tall. Believe it, he's 7 feet tall. And those are real Jordans. Those are not kids' Jordans. Those are real Jordans.
Oh man!
And you couldn't teach that.
Yeah. And by the way, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. It can't be taught. It can't be taught. Ivanka said to me, "Daddy, you can't teach that. You can't teach that."
Bro, I gotta come see you, man. Make sure you let us know your date so we can us locals folks out.
Yes, please.
For sure, man. You're a funny guy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So with that, we will see you next week. We'll do it all over again. Hopefully we have the boys back, but if not, we definitely still will have a show and we'll keep it moving. All right. Until then, happy wrestling to you all.